we move into gender empowerment. And gradually, I would like to say, one key aspect that we still find women lacking is aspects of finance. Because in our research, we will try to look at the relationship between finance and social inclusion, political inclusion, governance, leadership, and we also look at economic and financial inclusion. So we found out that finance is very key, and that is why, as we speak right now at NIGWET project, what we look at is what are the 4 pillars, and these 4 pillars is what most organizations are focusing on. Though we try to look at that as it relates to the International Women's Day, which is marked every March 8th, but the entire month of March is dedicated to women, so we call it the International Women's Month. So financial issues is one core area that is still lacking, because finance determine a lot of responses and activities that we see either in social issues, either in economic issues, financial issues, and political. So on a nutshell, you look at, first of all, the central bank has what they call the framework for women financial inclusion. You have the ECOWAS 50 million women African Speak project. You have the African Union New Decade Financial and Economic Inclusion, and you have the UN SDG Goal 5 that talks about gender equality and empowerment. All these pillars, they revolve around one key thing, which is finance. So finance is one area that we are looking at. And for this year, International Women's Day, the United Nations focus on digital technology and innovations. So for us, we'll be looking at digital agriprenneurship. We should also be looking at digital financial literacy and all that. So digitalization has actually brought us closer to a lot of opportunities. And I must say here that women operate more in that space. But translating it into finance is one key thing that we should begin to advocate for in this dispensation going forward.
Okay, so how do you think that this can be changed? Because how can they translate? Because I was thinking the digital world was, filled with the men and all of that. They were doing great. Tech bros, few taxis. So how can they translate this into?
Yes, translating it means, first of all, it means the collaboration of relevant stakeholders. It means a top to bottom and bottom to top approach. And I will give you an instance. We have a lot of old women right now doing farming work in the rural areas. And we also have young ladies who are not willing to go into agriculture to do the hoe and the cutlass. But I say here that with digital technology, a lady who is very good using the selfie can actually promote the product of a woman in the rural area. So all you need to do is use your digital technology to do either Facebook ads, or you do Instagram posting, or you do a lot of tweeting to show, oh, there's this community that has this product, maybe in Benue State, and you are able to market from your bedroom. Then you can actually see that transactions can actually go on within the digital space, while using that opportunity to encourage the woman in the rural area who will produce and will looking for buyer. Because in agribusiness, you apply all means of marketing.
Of course.
Yeah, but in traditional marketing, the person produce waiting for buyers. But with digital technology, you can actually broadcast what the person has produced in the rural area, put it on the social media space, get a buyer, connect buyers and sellers together. At the end of the day, the young lady who feels that he cannot go into agri in terms of production can actually be in the agri value chain at the level of promotion, which is marketing.
Of course.
So if you look at agriculture, for instance, taking the 5 P's, production for the rural women, the promotion can actually be for the city girls who feels that she doesn't want to go into the rural, the farming proper and all that.
I have a question for you. I'm very sure Mother and I, we're just getting to know about these laudable things you have for women and girls. So what are you doing to make people aware of this? Because a lot of ladies or women are not aware of these things you have for them. So what are you doing to make sure that this information gets out to the right, the right people?
Well, one of the things we are doing is what I'm here doing right now. And I must commend your station for providing that platform for me to sit here and give my own contribution. The media is very, very core. I'm a media person, and I know the extent to which whatever conversation we have in the boardroom at the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs will go a long way to the person who is on the street listening as we are discussing here, or someone in the bush part having a radio to click on and listen to what we are talking here. So media is very, very, very core. And for that reason, the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, supporting our media perspective, have decided to set up the media situation room where we can interface with a lot of media practitioners to advocate and publicize all the activities that surrounds the International Women's Day.
Sorry, another question again for me, because I feel that if these things are started at the early stage, for instance, secondary school, girls that come out of secondary school and are yet to be in university, what plans do you have for them? How are they aware of this? How?
Yeah, one thing I know the Ministry of Women Affairs is doing, and also the state, is there is a program on mentorship. The mentorship program provides a linkage between women who are up there and the young girls who are potential women tomorrow. So there's a mentorship provisions where the women on the top or the bottom of middle of the pyramid are linked to the young girls who are down at the bottom of the pyramid. That's one. Then another thing which we are also looking at is encouraging young ladies to volunteer. You see a young lady downstairs is looking a woman up, she wants to be like that woman. Oh, that's my mentor. But have you sat down to walk through to look at, oh, how did this woman get there? So one key thing that we'll be advocating during this International Women's Month is to talk to young girls, to accept to volunteer. Volunteerism gives you an opportunity to turn your desire into reality. So we encourage young ladies within this time, why not choose to volunteer? That woman up there that may not be able to pay you a salary can actually give you a space to volunteer, so that you learn the skills, you learn the strategy, you learn, and you gain opportunities around. Because I've seen someone who just carried back following a woman, and before you know, following that woman actually was a key to meet other women. But you must accept first of all to volunteer, which is about service. And while you are doing that service, you'll be able to grow. There's a saying that some people will say, oh, they use me, they want to use me as a volunteer. But I say it here, that the more you are used, the more you are introduced to opportunities that you don't even think, I'm a living witness and I still want to volunteer.
So volunteering is a great opportunity. Are there organizations that, you were talking about the Ministry of Women Affairs, all the plans they have putting for women and all of that. Yes. Do they have any plan for this, for like I don't know how to put it, like a more organized system for the mentor mentee to meet and all of that? Because we have a lot of young girls out there saying, I want to be like this person, just as you have pointed out rightly. Do they have any system where girls that want to be mentored?
There is a system, there is a program going on. Specifically, I may not be able to say it verbatim the way it is, but I can tell you there is a mentorship program which is designed by the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs. State ministries are doing. Some NGOs are also doing. And I know of a particular NGO which I am also part of, rendering my service. They are also doing things regarding that, getting young girls, not just young girls, but young people to volunteer. But specifically for the International Women's Month, we are looking at young girls accepting to volunteer.
For just the month?
For the month. Beyond there, they still continues to get other opportunities if they choose to volunteer.
So it's not like a long-term mentor-mentee thing, it's just for the...
It's a long-term, but then you have to start from somewhere. So we are using this International Women's Month to drum more advocacy, because the International Women's Month gives you opportunity to do all the discussions like what we are doing here, and from next week the advocacy is going to increase across media houses, where we begin to talk about young girls who want to volunteer. There will be link for which they have to click on or maybe go online, and there will be meeting points in different locations where they have to register their presence. We have already started something like, I think as at the last check, I could see almost 45 people who have expressed their interest to volunteer.
Okay. So I hear you talk about how you are very passionate about the woman, how the ministry has been doing a whole lot of stuff, this and that for the woman. What has been the response what has been the response, or how has the response been?
Yeah, the response has been progressive. It has been progressive because everybody wants to have a chunk of a field. And I can tell you, the Honorable Minister, she's doing her best despite the challenges that we may be experiencing. There are challenges everywhere. And from government to government, we experience one challenges or the other. But I can assure you, and I can say categorically, the Honorable Minister, she's a mother. Her Excellency, Dame Pauline Tallen, she's a mother. She's very committed, doing the best she can within this period that she has served as the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs.
So for those people that at least you have mentored some people, right?
Yeah.
Have you recorded any success from
their results,
achievements, results, any visible thing that people can really point to?
Yes, success recorded, fine, we have. Because you see, I don't want to start mentioning names here, but I have seen some young ladies who have actually come to volunteer. And while volunteering, we're able to see that they have the capacity to deliver on something. And that gives us opportunity to recommend them to go and serve with someone. So it's a whole lot of projects, which this is not the platform to begin to talk about that. But definitely when we start engaging more,
more information.
I am very, very optimistic that out of the 45 persons who have applied, don't be surprised if we're able to pick 5 or 6 that we can link up with some other persons. The truth is this, the opportunities are there, but people up there are looking for credible persons who have integrity.
That's true. Integrity.
How will it be? You have a young lady, say go and serve with so person, only to find out that overnight the lady's gold is missing, or maybe the bracelet and all that, and that will not give opportunity for such person to receive young ladies who wants to volunteer. I say yes, he comes say one volunteer, but he gets something for his mind, and you can know how
I get
that may be. So we have to take our time to study such persons before we make that recommendation.
Okay, yes. It's Eagles 102.3, your radio experience you can count on. We have been in the studio with Mr. Lugard Okonobo, and he's the Director General of NIGWID Project, and they are very passionate about women. Just like he said, eventually, as we do more partnerships and collaborations together, we will be able to give you verbatim what the ministry has in stock for the woman, and what NIGWID itself has in store for the woman. You want to say something?
I want to say something. Please permit me. We, as part of the International Women's Month, one of our plea to media house, we know the cost of diesel, the cost of running the studio, but we sincerely want to use this opportunity to plead for media houses to encourage women in businesses and young girls in businesses. What are we requesting for is give women a special rebate during the International Women's Month. So that way, I can assure you more of them will want to come and patronize. More may even want to invite you to come and cover their programs. Anyways, we even want to even come and need your services and all that. So it becomes a win-win for all of us.
Yes,
at least that is one way your station will have contributed.
Don't worry. Eagles have been a station that is very anything that has to do with the development of the country, the general development of the country, and empowerment. Eagles Station has always been big on that. So don't worry. International Months, International Women's Months. Don't worry. We'll have a lot of programs, and we hope that you too will come here and do a lot of programs too.
Yes,
that's how it works. Thank you so much for sticking around with us, Mr. Lugard. One more word, just do a recap for us before you leave.
Final words.
Yes, one more word. Women up there, be willing to support women down, because most of the times from our research we find out that it is even the women that are not supporting the women to grow. So use this opportunity. If you are up there, don't mash the ones that are down. A girl of today is a potential woman tomorrow, and so you can never tell what may even happens to your own daughter, because definitely life is in a cycle. So we encourage more women, provide mentorship opportunity for our young girls, and you young girls be willing to serve, because if you are able to serve, definitely tomorrow somebody will serve you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's an amazing time. And yeah, Olububus, we are signing out now. It's Eagles 102.3. You will stick around with us again, same time, same station tomorrow, and we'll have much more and, much interesting programs for you. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.